Museum, the repository of death. Here in the grim stone structure on the Thames, which houses Scotland Yard, is a warehouse of homicide, where everyday objects, a goldfish bowl, an automatic gas range, a child's perambulator, all are touched by murder. Here's a can of Weedkiller. It's a familiar object. Every suburbanite with a patch of garden has used this, or something very much like it. After a while, one tires of pulling up the weeds and buys Weedkiller. Eliminates the backache.
Do you know offhand, Superintendent, whether the poison in Weedkiller deteriorates or becomes stronger with the passage of time?
Well, I'm not certain, Inspector. Any chemist could answer that, I imagine.
In this situation, some chemists will have to answer that.
Well, today, that can of Weedkiller can be seen in the Black Museum.
From the annals of the Criminal Investigation Department of the London Police, we bring you the dramatic stories of the crimes recorded by the objects in Scotland Yard's Gallery of Death, the Black Museum.
And here we are, in the Black Museum, Scotland Yard's mausoleum of murder. Yes, here lies death. Here it is, preserved in objects which seem to reflect the horror of the crimes in which they once played their parts. Here's an arrow, full-feathered, tapered, cleanly steel-tipped. It's a graceful object made for flight and skill in an ancient art. Even in the act which brought it here, this weapon was thwarted. No arching bow sent it on its way. A powerful hand thrust sharply in the dark. And this arrow turned dagger and stabbed her life away. Here's a chalice, jeweled, lovely. It's a work of art. Hard to find it here. And yet this achievement of the goldsmith's skill carried murder within its curving bowl. Yes. Now here we are. Here's the tin of Weedkiller. It's dried up now. Its contents are forever useless for any purpose. Still, was the poison it once contained any more powerful for evil than the hidden poison which flowed through the place where this tale took place? Was in fact a lovely place, an English village. Its single street strung like a hammock between two hills, on one of which stand the remains of an ancient Norman castle. An ideal place to live, one would say, as John Ashley very often said to his wife Helen and his daughter Joy.
Remember, Helen, how we used to wish for a life like this when we were struggling in London? Before you came to us, Joy, my dear.
I remember. You've accomplished it for us, John. You may clear the table, Sarah.
Very well, ma'am.
From all the stories you told, Dad, I'll never marry a young lawyer.
Oh, you might do worse. You might do worse at that. What's the matter, Helen?
Oh, that pain again, John. Oh, it'll pass as soon as I've had some tea.
I wish you'd see Dr. Gordon about this, Helen. It worries me.
Oh, yes, a very nice place to live. And a nice family in the house on the slope of the hill. An occasional complaint, of course. Even an occasional disagreement, but everything quite normal. Except to certain people in the village below.
Why he won't let his wife join our garden club, I never understand, never. And she does exactly as he tells her. And the way she's under his thumb, no woman would permit it unless she was deathly afraid of something.
That was Mrs. Brooks. Very interested in gardening is Mrs. Brooks. Her husband sells the gardening tools and materials locally. Very interested in better trees and flowers.
I was her first friend in the village. I watched her just waste away. It must be his fault. You know, sometimes I believe he beats her.
Miss Goodson, that was, a worthy soul. If she read more books, perhaps she'd have less time on her hands. As it is, she has a bit too much time on her hands.
by the day that John Ashley...
Don't doubt it, not for a minute. Wait till Martha Gordon hears of this.
Well, I'd like not to believe it, but if you tell me, dear... No question, my dear, no
On the
question.
best authority, my own eyes.
If there was something to be done...
That was, well, the climate of public opinion, at least on the distaff side at the time of the Sunday luncheon in the Ashley household.
An excellent luncheon, Helen, my dear. You must compliment cook.
Oh, John.
What?
I think I'm going to faint.
Helen.
Mother! Oh, it's taking me to the side. I can't breathe. Oh, the pain.
Helen, the wine.
Mother, let me get you.
Try quickly. Get Dr. Gordon here. At once. If you have to, take the car and fetch him.
All right, Dad, of course.
Helen, I'm getting you to bed. Sarah, please help me. Mrs. Ashley is taken ill.
The poor woman.
Take her arm, Sarah. Gently now.
Carefully, gently, they took Helen Ashley up to her bedroom. The doctor came at Joy's urgent, even tearful call.
Please, Dr. Gordon. My mother's taken terribly ill. Please, hurry.
But the doctor wasn't half as alarmed as the family.
So I don't believe there's really anything to worry about. Gastric disturbances can be painful, but my prescription will ease her. In the meantime, company will take her mind off the pain, or what's left of it.
Then it will do her good to see Miss Goodson.
A little gossip never hurt any woman. If you need me, I'll be available, and I'll drop you.
However, the good Miss Goodson was not as easily satisfied as the doctor. She stayed with Helen Ashley some 15 minutes and then entered the living room to announce...
Of course, it's really not my business, except I've grown so fond of your wife since you've been living here.
What is it, Miss Goodson?
Well, since you ask, she's a lot more ill than you or David Gordon seem to think. I suggest a nurse at once.
Do you really think so?
But the doctor said...
I don't use words lightly, Mr. Ashley. And I've been around illness all my life. I nursed my father for 10 years. I know sickness when I see it. And I know just the woman, Nurse Thomas. She's just a practical, but very efficient.
Nurse Thomas came to the Ashley house at once and took charge of the patient. However, a little before 9 o'clock that evening...
I'm sorry to disturb you, Mr. Ashley, but I have to leave now.
Really, nurse? I was under the impression you would stay overnight at least.
I can't. I have my children. They'll have had no dinner until I get home, and my mother, past 80, you know.
Is my wife resting well?
Quite easily. She complained that Dr. Gordon's medicine caught at the back of her throat, but, that means nothing. I'm sorry, but I'll have to leave. I'll be back first thing tomorrow.
The Ashley household retired for the night. John left the nightlight burning in the bedroom. At 2 a.m., John awoke, looked at his wife. Then he stumbled to the door of Joy's room and knocked.
Dad, what is it?
Joy, your mother is dead.
Helen Ashley passed away in her sleep. There was mourning in the house on the slope of the hill. In the village below.
I knew it. I told him she was desperately ill. I told him.
It's too bad. Such a nice little person, so sweet. How could she have married that man? I hope they find him out. Never even a civil good day to a person. Do you really suppose there is something suspicious?
I wouldn't put it past him. Why, Nurse Thomas says... I felt something strange the moment I walked in the door. If I had any influence with my brother, I'd have made him refuse to sign a death certificate. Heart disease. Huh.
It was talk, idle talk. At least it seemed so at first. But it had its effect. It accumulated as some poisons do. And it had a result, as some poisons do.
Here's another of these letters, Superintendent.
Oh, any signature this time?
Yes, sir.
That's a change. Who's it from?
It's signed by Nurse Thomas. It's a bit vague, sir, about on the same lines as the other anonymous letters which we've already received.
Oh, all right. Well, let me have a look at it. Dear sir, I have come to the conclusion that it is my duty to draw your attention to the rumors which are common knowledge throughout the neighborhood concerning Mr. Ashley and the recent death of his wife, Helen. I can claim to have a personal knowledge of the case, as I was the nurse in charge. Now, what do you make of that, Sergeant?
There's certainly nothing anonymous about this letter, sir.
I feel that you should know my suspicions are shared by friends and neighbors of the Ashleys, and that all of us consider our duty that justice should be done. Yours truly, etc. That justice should be done. Oh, well, we shall see. Sergeant.
Yes, sir?
I think we'd better have a little talk with Nurse Thomas. So you believe, Nurse, that the police ought to look into this?
I certainly do. There must be some reason back of all this talk. Where there's smoke, you know, Superintendent.
Nurse Thomas, may I remind you that I didn't get to the rank of superintendent of this district by listening to rumors. Have you any facts?
Well, I'm not a detective.
Well, tell me what you know, Nurse.
Sarah Freeman, she's the Ashley housemaid, swears that he didn't drink any of the wine at lunch. That was hardly his custom.
Go on.
I've been on a good many cases. This one was really peculiar. The doctor wasn't disturbed any more than her husband was. But she died at 2 a.m. The whole thing is highly suspicious. And Sarah thinks...
Now, never mind the rumors, Nurse. However, I may make a few inquiries.
The superintendent knew his duty. He took the liberty of asking John Ashley to stop in and chat with him.
You realize, of course, Mr. Ashley, that this is strictly on an informal basis.
I can think of no reason why it should be formal.
Well, there have been reports, rumors. I dare say you've heard a few.
I've heard all of them. In fact, to spare my daughter, I've sent her up to London to stay with a cousin for a while.
Yes, it is most distressing. I assume, Mr. Ashley, you would like to set all this gossip at rest. Put an end to it once and for all.
Nothing will be a greater relief to me. Have you any suggestions, Superintendent?
Yes, I have. It's drastic, but, well, if all is well, as I have every reason to believe, it may be unpleasant, but it would certainly be effective.
What is it, sir?
Exhumation of your wife's body and a post-mortem, with your express approval.
As you wish, sir. I shall be glad to cooperate in every way possible.
The vital step had been taken. From now on, John Ashley was engaged in a fight for his life. Much was against him, and not the least was a tin of Weedkiller, which can be seen today in the Black Museum.
And now we continue with The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles.
They did not permit Helen Ashley to rest for long. The exhumation order was signed and the post-mortem proceeded. Shortly thereafter, a coroner's inquest was held. The jury were all natives of the district, of course, all of them with some contact with the rumors which seemed to grow wilder and more frequent as the secrecy continued. There were 3 witnesses at the inquest. First, Dr. David Gordon himself.
Yes, I performed the post-mortem and the subsequent analyses.
What did he find?
My findings were confirmed by the analyst for the Home Office, to whom I transmitted them through the Superintendent of Police, together with the necessary items for his own tests.
And the report, Doctor?
Helen Ashley's body contained 18 milligrams of arsenic, sufficient indeed to cause death.
Mr. Brooks, purveyor of gardening tools and materials, being away on a business trip, Mrs. Brooks took the witness stand.
Yes, when my husband is away, I run the business. I'm completely familiar with all his records.
Oh, you are you? What about it?
Well, less than 2 years ago, we sold a tin of Weedkiller to Mr. Ashley. The brand was that type which contains arsenic.
The third and last witness was housemaid Sarah Freeman.
Mr. Ashley was in the pantry where the wine was kept for 10 minutes at least that Sunday. I know, because he held me up setting the table and all.
Did she serve any particular item that day?
There was the wine. It was Mrs. Ashley's favorite brand. She always took a glass with a big meal of the day. The bottle was open in the pantry.
And, of course, Mr. Ashley did not drink any that Sunday.
I offered it to him myself. He refused, and I poured some for the poor lady.
The verdict of the coroner's jury is obvious, isn't it?
Well, here's a pretty kettle of fish. A coroner's court not only finding in favor of murder, but naming the murderer.
Nobody could say they were slow to come to a decision, sir.
On the contrary, Sergeant. I only hope they haven't been a little too fast. Oh, well, we shall see. Meantime, thank goodness our responsibility is going to be a shared one from now on.
You mean it's a case for the yard, sir?
No doubt about it.
Yes, sir?
Put me through to London. I want to speak to Inspector Glenn at Scotland Yard.
Glenn here?
This is Superintendent Maxwell. You remember the case I sent you the papers on last week, Inspector? The Ashley case?
Oh, yes. Any developments?
There certainly are. If possible, I'd like you to come down here straight away. I'm glad Scotland Yard has come into this, Inspector. What with the verdict and all, we're hardly equipped down here to complete the evidence.
The verdict, yes. We find that Helen Ashley died of acute arsenical poisoning and that the poison was administered by her husband, John Ashley. I've seen a few cases with more complete evidence in my time.
Yeah, no doubt. So have I. But what can we do? Besides arrest Ashley and have him arraigned?
Nothing, I'm afraid. Nothing at all. Well, he hardly seems the type to obstruct justice by running away.
Far from obstructing justice, John Ashley helped the authorities in every way he could.
I understand, Inspector. What did you say your name was?
Glenn. Inspector William Glenn, CID.
Yes, of course. I assume you'll be looking for the Weedkiller there's been so much talk about.
Yes, we will.
Yes, well, you'll find it in the garage with the gardening things. It's in there somewhere. Exactly where, I'm afraid I can't tell you.
Thank you, Mr. Ashley. Now, if you're quite ready, shall we go along?
Yes, why not?
If you'll just precede me.
It's quite warm out, I gather. I doubt if I need a top coat.
No, and my car's at your door.
There he is!
I'm sorry, I didn't know they'd gathered out here. We could have used the back way.
Oh, no matter. I can face them. I won't do anything but call names.
John Ashley was formally charged the next morning and held for the next assizes. The case for the Crown was not remarkable for its completeness. Inspector Glenn was a witness.
The defendant admitted possessing the Weedkiller. In fact, he helped us to find it in his garage.
Have you uncovered any evidence, Inspector, to indicate that my client did, in fact, administer the poison?
Poison is almost always given in secret. One rarely has a witness to the fact.
Dr. Gordon repeated his testimony at the coroner's inquest. There was no cross-examination. Sarah Freeman, on the other hand, was the subject of quite intense questioning by the defense.
Why did you find it worthy of remark that Mr. Ashley spent some time in your pantry?
I'd never known him to be in there before.
I say to you that almost every Sunday before luncheon, he did go into the pantry from the garden to wash his hands.
No, he didn't.
Many, many times.
No, he always went upstairs.
I submit to you that it was a long way to the bathroom upstairs.
Not very.
Do you realize that Mr. Ashley is in peril of his life?
Yes, sir, I do.
And you stand here swearing that it was unusual for him to use the pantry to wash his hands?
Yes, sir, I do.
Sarah Freeman, are you telling the truth?
I swore on a Bible, sir.
Are you telling the truth?
Yes, sir, I am.
No further questions.
Next in the parade of witnesses was Nurse Thomas. She told her story, her experience, and her suspicions. Once again, counsel for the defense took over.
You are a practical nurse, is that correct?
I am.
You are not registered. Your training has not been formal.
I know my job.
Answer the question.
I know my job.
But you are not a registered nurse.
I am a practical nurse.
When you left the Ashley house at 9 o'clock, were you satisfied that the patient was in no danger?
I had to go home.
If you felt she was in danger, would you have gone?
I had to go home.
For personal reasons?
My mother is past 80. My children needed their dinner.
I suggest to you, Mrs. Thomas, that a registered nurse would not have left. Then you were satisfied that the patient was in no danger.
I had to leave. I told Mr. Ashley.
Did the patient complain to you about the medicine?
She complained to the maid. The maid told me.
What did you do about it?
I tasted it myself.
Did the medicine affect you?
Not at all.
What was the dose?
2 teaspoonfuls and a little water 3 times a day.
Did you give the medicine before you left?
I did.
And you were satisfied there was no danger to the patient?
I had to go when I did.
Very well. You had to go when you did. That is all.
The stubbornness, the slight irregularities in behavior of this nurse seemed to be having their effect on the jury. There was a feeling of impatience, even of doubt, in the courtroom as counsel for the defense called
Miss Joy Ashley, please.
The girl, quiet, composed, took the stand in her father's defense.
Miss Ashley, I know you realize that your father is on trial here for his life.
I do.
Can you say without reservation that you're going to tell the absolute truth?
Yes, sir, I am.
If you had any doubt of his innocence, what would you do?
Tell the truth. My mother is dead. If I thought for a moment that my father had done it, even then I would tell the truth.
Very well. Now then, the 3 of you had luncheon together that day.
We did?
At the same time, from the same main dishes?
Yes, sir.
There has been some doubt cast on the contents of a certain bottle of wine. Your former housemaid has testified that the bottle was nearly empty at the end of the meal, that she threw the bottle away. Was this common practice, do you know?
It was.
I see. Now then, what do you recall concerning the serving of that wine that day?
Sarah, the maid, offered it to my father first, as she always did.
Did he accept it?
No, he did not.
What did the maid do next?
She offered it to my mother. Mother took some.
And then?
Then Sarah offered it to me. I let her fill my glass. It was excellent. I asked for some more. I remember Mother expressing her surprise that I should drink 2 glasses of wine.
Thank you, Miss Ashley. That is all.
It was dramatically staged. The Crown had no questions for Joy Ashley. The defense rested. After a brief recess, he began his summation. Quickly, he reviewed the evidence as presented, never denying the fact that Helen Ashley had died of arsenical poisoning. But he did conclude.
We have made no attempt to deny the scientific facts of this case. But I suggest to you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that at no time has my client's behavior even suggested guilt. More, I suggest that at no point has my honored colleague proved motive, much less the actual administration of the lethal dose. And I go on to suggest that there exists a reasonable doubt concerning my client's guilt in this matter. He has pleaded not guilty. I suggest that not guilty is the only proper verdict in the case of the Crown versus John Ashley.
The jury was out for 3 hours. The verdict was brief.
We find the prisoner not guilty.
John Ashley was a free man. But one thing he never learned, not to the day of his death, but privately the jury sent this message in writing to the judge who presided at the trial. We are satisfied on the evidence that Helen Ashley received a dangerous dose of arsenic on Sunday, July 16th, but we are not satisfied that it was the immediate cause of her death. Nor does the evidence satisfy us concerning how or by whom this arsenic was administered. We cannot take a man's life when reasonable doubt such as this exists in our minds. We have therefore returned the verdict, not guilty. And still today, that tin of Weedkiller has its place in the Black Museum.
Here in person is Orson Welles.
Helen Ashley died of arsenical poisoning. There was no question about that. There was grave question as to how the poison was administered. But whether it was in the wine or the food or the medicine, no one knows. John Ashley died some few years after his trial in poverty, a weary, broken man. In his case, the doctor certified his death and no question was raised, save by those who remembered the charges against him. and the wagging tongues of the gossips in the kindly-seeming English village where he'd made his home. Those who remembered had cause for thought. Could it be said that John Ashley died by gossip? Certainly not by any other poison. Now, until we meet next time, we meet in the same place, and I tell you another story about the Black Museum. I remain, as always, obediently yours.
The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles, is presented by arrangement with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Radio Attractions. The program is written by Ara Marion, with original music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.
There's the Black Museum.
This is Orson Welles speaking from London. Here in the grim stone structure in the Thames, which houses Scotland Yard, is a warehouse of souvenirs. A warehouse where everyday objects, a hammer, a suitcase, a shirt button, all are touched by murder. You take this canvas bag.
This canvas bag might give us a lead, sir. What's that writing on it, Sergeant? It's the name of a local merchant, J. Gregory, Northampton.
Now, today, that canvas bag can be seen in the Black Museum.
From the annals of the Criminal Investigation Department of the London Police, we bring you the dramatic stories of the crimes recorded by the objects in Scotland Yard's Gallery of Death, the Black Museum.
Well, here we are. In the Black Museum, Scotland Yard's Museum of Murder. Yes, here lies death. All the ways and means of death. Guns, of course, abound in plenty, but there are other simpler objects, things that were never meant for murder. Now, this gold trophy. A famous sportsman climaxed a great career by winning this. Later, it was an exhibit in his trial. It was proved he had used it to batter a man to death. Here's a knitting needle, perhaps used to knit for absent friends, for children not yet born. Then it was put to more lethal use, to end a life. Here we are. Here's the canvas bag. It was once a bag used to hold provisions in a Northampton grocery store. Later on, it became more famous, but we anticipate. Let's begin the story not with a canvas bag, but with a certain young woman who at her home in Birmingham was packing her suitcases.
Here's another dress, Mary.
Oh, thanks, Mother.
And your slippers.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that must be all.
Let's just have another look round. You don't want to forget anything.
No, that's right.
Oh, here you are, just as well I looked. Some stockings.
Oh. Well, I think that's all.
Yes.
I'll just lock my suitcase.
Mary?
What, Mother?
Are you sure you'll be all right?
No, of course.
Well, it seems such a strange arrangement, you going all the way to London alone.
But what's strange about it? Tom's working in London, saving for our passages to Canada. He can't come to fetch me.
To travel all that way alone. Oh, Mary, let me come with you.
No, Mother. I'm not a child.
You're an almost married woman, but that doesn't mean your mother still can't worry about you.
Mother, really. Look, I'll be perfectly all right. Tom and I are getting married when I reach London. A month later, we'll be on our way to Canada.
And we'll lose you. It's so sad. You'll write as soon as you reach London, won't you, darling?
Yes, of course I will. And don't worry, please. I'll be all right.
A girl leaving home to get married, an anxious mother. Nothing very new about that. Except that the girl never went to London. The following day, her train arrived in Northampton, where she was tenderly greeted by a charming man some years older than herself.
Hello. Here I am, Mary. My dear Mary.
Oh, darling. I've been waiting here for a moment. I thought you...
What, that I might have deserted you? Hardly, my sweet. Did you have much trouble with your family?
Yes, a little. Dad was anxious, and you know what Mother is. She worries terribly.
Yes. You told them the story about meeting Tom in London.
And they believed it.
Oh, good.
Oh, darling, it's wonderful to be with you.
Come, Mary. I found lodgings in St. John Street.
Oh, good.
But listen, since you've told your parents you were meeting Tom Reynolds in London, we might as well continue the deception, eh?
How?
Well, to the landlady, you'll be Mrs. Reynolds. And I, of course, shall be Mr. Reynolds. It might be better if you called me Tom.
The landlady found Mr. and Mrs. Reynolds a charming couple, so devoted, so very much in love.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Mr. Reynolds. I wrote to you about a room.
Oh, yes, Mr. Reynolds. I was expecting you today, just like you said in the letter.
And this is my wife, Mary.
Pleased to meet you, Mrs. Reynolds. I expect you'd like to see the room right away.
Yes, I would.
Well, if you'll just follow me. There's only one flight of stairs.
Let me carry the bag, dear. It's too heavy for you.
All right.
Have you any idea how long you'll be staying, Mr. Reynolds?
Well, I can't tell you at the moment. It depends on circumstances, doesn't it, sweetheart?
Yes, dear.
Why, it's Mr. Reynolds. I didn't know it was so late.
Well, my wife's asleep, Mrs. Marsh. I thought I'd just pop in to tell you that we're leaving next week.
Leaving? Well, isn't that rather unexpected? I was talking to Mrs. Reynolds only yesterday, and she said...
Yes, but you see, I've had some news from friends of mine in Canada.
In Canada?
Yes. We're going to Canada, Mrs. March.
Oh?
We're leaving from Liverpool next week.
Oh, that will be nice for you, Mr. Reynolds, and for your sweet wife, too.
Yes. Oh, but there is one other thing. I'd be very glad if you wouldn't say anything of this to my wife. You see, she's not quite sure that she really wants to go to Canada, and, well, I think it'll only upset her if anyone talks to her about it.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't breathe a word, particularly since you've asked me not to.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Marsh. We'll be giving up our room on Friday. I'll arrange for a car to call for the luggage early in the day.
So considerate, the landlady thought. Such a gentleman. On Friday morning, she said goodbye to the couple with reluctance. At least she said goodbye to Mr. Reynolds, who explained that his wife had gone ahead to the railway station. But even the nicest of lodgers are only a passing memory in a landlady's mind, and she might never have thought of the young couple again if it hadn't been for the events that occurred some weeks afterwards. On the high road from Rugby to Northampton, two men were walking home after work.
Well, Bert, what do you think of the team's chances on Saturday? They're wanted to be better than last week, eh, Sam? Yeah, I should say so. Hey, look down there in the ditch beside the road. What do you see? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it looks like a canvas bag. Well, there's something inside it. Well, what's that all over it? Lime, isn't it? Oh, probably a dead dog. Come on, I'll buy you a pint. Hey, ain't no dead dog. Bert, look, will you? An arm. I can see it plain. Oh, crikey. Come on, Sam. This is for the police.
The local police recovered the body and Scotland Yard was summoned. Inspector Courtney, accompanied by Detective Sergeant Finlay, arrived in Northampton. They met the doctor who had conducted the post-mortem.
The body was that of a woman, Inspector.
Have you any idea of her age, Doctor?
Youngish. I'd say in her 20s. In height, a little over 5 feet. Slight build.
And in what state was the body?
Dismembered and partially decomposed.
And the cause of death? Have you any idea about that?
There's no way of telling, Inspector. The only thing you can take for granted is that she was murdered.
The yard men had a dual task there. They had to track down the murderer, but first and foremost, they had to find out who had been murdered. They set out to examine the evidence.
This canvas bag might give us a lead, sir.
Yes. Now, what's that writing on it, Sergeant?
It's the name of a local merchant, J. Gregory, Northampton.
Yes, the name's clear enough. Luckily, the lime didn't rot it away.
As I'd say it was meant to, sir.
Yes, I'd say so too, Sergeant. I think we'll call on Mr. Gregory.
Was this a lucky break early in a difficult case? It seemed not. For when the London detectives interviewed J. Gregory in his Northampton warehouse, the merchant could give them little help.
Yes, it's my bag, all right, Inspector. No mistaking that, but how did it get in there?
Well, we thought you might be able to tell us that.
Well, I assure you I can't. These canvas bags are used for transporting groceries between this warehouse and my several shops in the town.
And they're, handled by your employees?
Yes.
Are they ever given out to the public?
Oh, no, they're not.
Were you aware that one was missing?
Well, hardly, Inspector. I have upwards of 100 of these bags and a lot more to do than count them.
Yes, of course, yes. But now, you understand the gravity of this situation.
Yes.
A woman has been found dead. Murdered.
Murdered?
Her body wrapped in one of your bags.
Inspector, I can only assure you I know nothing whatever about it.
At this stage, Mr. Gregory, not knowing the identity of the murdered woman, the bag is our only clue. Now, you do appreciate that?
Yes, of course.
Sir, that I'd like to talk to one of your employees who might have handled these bags and who might have been in the position to take one or even give one to somebody else.
Inspector, I'll see to it my staff are available.
Thanks.
As a matter of fact, you can begin with my warehouse manager, my own brother.
Oh, yes, thank you, yes.
Wait, I'll get him. George? Huh? George, come here, will you?
Presently, the obliging Mr. Gregory returned with his brother, the warehouse manager. He, too, was courteous and polite to the detectives, and only too ready to answer the questions they asked him.
Now, where do you live, Mr. Gregory?
In Birmingham. 7 High Street, Birmingham.
And, are you married?
Yes. Wife and 2 children.
And you live at home?
Well, sometimes I stay here at the warehouse. You know, because of the distance involved in travel, you understand?
Oh, yes, perfectly. Now, tell me, have you ever lent or given anyone outside the firm one of these canvas bags?
Well, I don't like to mention it, but...
Well, go on, George. Tell the inspector whatever he wants to know. Did you give away one of these bags?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I did, John. I know it was against regulations, but... Well, a tramp came in one day asking for some scraps of food, and...
Yes, and...
Well, I felt sorry for him, you know how it is.
Yes, quite.
I gave him a couple of tins and, well, a canvas bag to carry them in. Sorry, John, but that was the only occasion I have given one away.
Now, could you tell me, how long ago would this have been?
Oh, well, I suppose about 6 weeks, perhaps a bit longer. I'm afraid I can't remember the exact date.
Well, thanks very much, Mr. Gregory. I don't suppose you can help us in this matter of the murdered woman. I mean, you've no idea who it might be.
Well, none whatsoever, Inspector. I'm sorry.
Well, thank you very much indeed, gentlemen. Good day to you. Good day.
The inspector left the warehouse deeply disappointed. It seems as if the trail led nowhere. For the inspector believed this story of the tramp that George Gregory had told him. There's no reason why he should not have believed it. But today, evidence that proved the lie can be seen in the Black Museum. There are Hundreds of women reported missing every year throughout England. Now to the local police stations throughout the land, the messages went out in a long and slow search to find the identity of the murdered woman.
Desire information on any woman reported missing within past 2 months. Special attention to young woman about 5 feet in height, of slight build, well dressed.
In answer to your inquiry, we've checked all missing persons approximating to the description given in the Glasgow area during the last 2 months. There are 3 missing persons whose descriptions might fit the one given, and further investigation is being made in each case. I shall report further within the next 7 days.
Hello, sir. This is Scotland Yard. We've been looking into your inquiry, and we find that in the London area there are 27 cases of missing persons. That would seem to justify investigation in relation to your inquiry. From preliminary inquiries, 13 of these cases can already be discounted. On the remainder, further inquiries are still being made. We'll be in touch with you later, sir. Goodbye.
The reports came flooding into Scotland Yard. The leads faithfully followed. Dead ends, all of them. The investigation into murder was bogged down because nobody knew who had been murdered.
Here's another one, Inspector. People by the name of Wilson in Birmingham. Worried about their daughter.
Oh, I never knew there were so many youngsters who run away from home. Well, still, have it checked, Sergeant.
Right, sir.
Another patient inquiry begins. When did your daughter leave home? Where was she going? Have you heard from her? The questions were asked, the answers were written down, and the result was sent to Scotland Yard.
Wilson, yes. Number 9 High Street, Birmingham. Left for London to marry a young man named Tom Reynolds.
Seems like she didn't get there, sir.
The family had a letter from Reynolds, just a sort of friendly note, no mention of the girl.
I understand young Reynolds went to Canada, sir. He was once engaged to the girl, but they broke it off.
Oh, yes?
The next thing, when he was in London, the girl had a letter from him asking her to marry him and go out to Canada.
Yes, but did the family see the letter?
No. It was all pretty hurried. They were upset, but she seemed to be able to get her own way.
Oh, I've heard this kind of thing before. Now, I wonder who the man was.
Not Tom Reynolds, that's certain. His letter to the family is enclosed there, sir.
Oh, let's see it, Rev. Yes, wait a minute. Now, rough crossing, how is everyone? Misspelled neighbors. No, he doesn't mention her. Now, what was her name?
Mary, sir.
Mary Wilson, 9 High Street, Birmingham. Sergeant, that seems familiar.
To me, too, sir. I can't quite place it,
Wait a minute, I've got it.
What, Inspector?
George Gregory, that warehouse manager. His address is 7 High Street, Birmingham.
Number 7? Well, that means he lives next door.
Patience had paid off again. Careful and painstaking methods had given them a new lead, or rather, the renewal of an old lead. For the canvas bag had first led them to the Gregory warehouse. The detectives went back to Northampton, back to interview George Gregory.
Mary Wilson, Inspector? Well, of course I knew Mary Wilson.
Now, tell me, when did you last see her, Mr. Gregory?
Oh, some time ago. She went to Canada, you know. She married a young chap named Reynolds.
Yes, but did she marry him?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, she did.
You said, I knew Mary Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Why the past tense?
I don't know. Well, don't you always use the past tense when you're not likely to see a person again?
Oh, you don't think you'll see her again?
Well, Inspector, with her married and living in Canada, that'd hardly be likely, Inspector.
George Gregory seemed at ease. His answers rang true. It could be nothing but a strange coincidence. Inspector Courtney gave certain instructions.
I want a cable sent to Tom Reynolds in Canada. Find out if he married Mary Wilson or not. The odds are he's still single.
Then Courtney went to Birmingham, to number 9 High Street, where he talked to Mary's mother.
I don't want to alarm you, Mrs. Wilson, but I'm from Scotland Yard, and I want to make certain inquiries.
Scotland Yard? Oh,
My Mary's done nothing wrong, has she?
Of course not. No. Now, tell me, Mrs. Wilson, do you really think your daughter might have gone to Canada with her young man?
Oh, I don't know what to think, sir. I was always puzzled. I mean, the way she seemed to patch things up with Tom.
Yes. Did you question that?
No, I didn't say much. I was glad, really.
About her marrying the young man?
Yes. Well, you see, for a while I was worried there was another man she seemed to like, but too much, if you know what I mean.
Oh, you disapproved?
Oh, Mary was never one to take criticism, but I didn't like it, I can tell you.
Was the other man older?
He was, old enough to know better. Him with a wife and 2 children of his own. I tell you, I was relieved when I thought Mary was going away to marry Tom Reynolds.
Now, there's one more question I must ask you, Ma'am.
Yes, Inspector?
The name of this attentive gentleman.
Well, I don't like to make anything of it, mind.
No, but I'd like to know his name.
Well, he happens to live next door, and his name is George Gregory.
We've had a reply to your Canada cable, sir.
Okay, Sergeant, go ahead and read it.
Tom Reynolds is living in Ottawa. He's a bachelor. Last time he saw Mary Wilson was in Birmingham 3 months ago.
What about his letter from London?
There was no letter from London.
It was beginning to add up. Point by point, link by link, a chain of circumstantial evidence was being forged. Forged by the patient police.
I think he's our man, Sergeant.
And imagine it, sir. He's been here under our noses since the very first clue you picked up.
Yes, the canvas bag. Led us right to him. But we haven't tied it up yet.
What's the next move, sir?
Mary Wilson left for London to meet Reynolds.
Or so it seems she told her parents.
Yes, it seems more than likely, sir, that they came here. So they must have lived somewhere, she and the man she met.
Now the detectives went through the town, front streets and back streets, fashionable hotels and cheap boarding houses. They went wherever there was a sign, rooms to let.
Well?
We're from Scotland Yard, ma'am. We're inquiring about a young couple who might have stayed here some, 6 weeks to 2 months ago.
No, not here. Only take regulars. Had all my boarders for the past 12 months.
Thank you, ma'am. Sorry to have troubled you.
They ran the whole gamut of landladies. The suspicious landladies, the mean, the garrulous landladies, the kind, the generous, the curious. Then in a lodging house in St. John's Street, their work paid off.
A young couple? Yes, I've had a few. What was their name?
We're not sure what name they might have been using.
Oh, you mean Crooks? Well, let me see. Oh, it couldn't have been that nice young couple, Mr. and Mrs. Reynolds. Now,
What was that name?
Reynolds.
Tom Reynolds?
Yes, I believe it was. Such a nice man. Oh, and his young wife was named Mary. She was awfully sweet.
Mrs. Marsh, can you give me a description of Mary Reynolds?
Why, yes, I think so. Short, about 5 feet tall, brown hair, rather pretty.
Yes.
Not much help, I'm afraid. I can't remember any other details.
Oh, you helped a lot, thanks. And the man?
Tall, dark hair, and a small mole on his left cheek, older than her. Oh, but he was very nice indeed. Oh, surely they couldn't have done anything wrong.
Mrs. Marsh, can you, I want to attend the police station tomorrow morning at 10?
Me? Why, sir?
Well, we'll be having an identification parade at 10 sharp.
All right, quiet, everyone. I've got together a group of 8 people, Inspector.
Thank you, Sergeant. Mrs. Marsh, I want you to try and identify the man you knew as Tom Reynolds.
All right, Inspector, but really, I know he and his wife went to Canada.
Nevertheless, if you don't mind, just walk slowly down the line and examine each man.
8 men. A couple of detectives, 2 men taken out of the cells, 1 recruited off the street, and in the middle of them, a protesting, indignant George Gregory.
It's not this man. Nor this. No, not him either. Why, Mr. Reynolds!
Gregory, grab him, man! I got something! There were enough policemen present to overpower the hastily departing Mr. Gregory, who was immediately arrested on a charge of having murdered Mary Wilson. Today, the evidence that brought about his downfall, the canvas bag that first directed police attention to him, occupies a place of honor in the Black Museum. George Gregory killed the woman, he said, because she was too much in love with him to let him go, but he couldn't afford the scandal that might arise if he continued his association with her. Not a very nice reason, but then, the reason for murder seldom are. Anyway, George Gregory was tried and convicted, and paid for his crime one morning at 8 o'clock. And now, until we meet next time in this same place for another story about the Black Museum, I remain, as always, obediently yours.